Not all anime are about friendship and happy endings. Some dive deep into despair, horror, and psychological torment. Today on Spiniverse, we're counting down the top 10 darkest anime series ever made. Shows that will leave you emotionally scarred, questioning humanity, or just downright disturbed. Viewer discretion is advised. So let's get started. Starting with our list on number 10, we have Monster. What happens when a brilliant doctor saves the life of a young boy, only to realize years later that he has unleashed a pure monster into the world? That's the premise of Monster, a psychological thriller that delves into the mind of one of anime's most terrifying antagonists, Johann Liebert. Unlike supernatural horror, Monster is chilling because it feels real. It explores how evil can be nurtured, how morality is often twisted, and how a single choice can lead to an unstoppable chain of destruction. This anime is dark, not because of gore or jump scares, but because of how disturbingly realistic its themes of manipulation, morality, and human evil truly are. Monster doesn't just tell a story. It pulls you into a world where darkness exists not in the supernatural, but in the human mind. Next in our list on number 9, we have Hellsing Ultimate. A world overrun with the undead, secret organizations fighting in the shadows, and one of the most overpowered vampires in anime history. Hellsing Ultimate is a brutal, bloody masterpiece that takes darkness to a whole new level. At the center of the chaos is Alucard, an immortal vampire who serves the Hellsing organization, ruthlessly hunting down supernatural threats with zero mercy. Unlike many anime protagonists, Alucard isn't a hero. He's a monster who thrives on violence, enjoying every ounce of carnage he brings. The anime explores war, religious extremism, and human cruelty through gory, over-the-top action, making it one of the bloodiest anime ever created. With its relentless violence and disturbing themes, Hellsing Ultimate is not for the faint of heart.
Stand still. It's as easy as moving an artery in your brain. My lightest touch would kill you. Go home.
Coming in our list on number 8, we have Elfen Lied. If you've never seen Elfen Lied, let me warn you, this anime is not what it seems. What starts as a peaceful, scenic introduction quickly turns into an absolute bloodbath within the first 5 minutes. Heads explode, limbs are torn apart, and innocent people are ripped to shreds by an invisible force. This anime does not hold back. But beyond its extreme violence, Elfen Lied is a deeply psychological story about abuse, trauma, and the struggle for acceptance. The protagonist, Lucy, is a genetically modified being with deadly abilities, but underneath her monstrous exterior, she is also a tragic figure, shaped by the cruelty she endured. With heavy themes of child abuse, government experimentation, and revenge, Elfen Lied is one of the darkest anime ever made, blending brutal horror with an emotionally devastating narrative. Coming in our list on number 7, we have Textnalize. What if there was no hope? What if the future was nothing but suffering? That's the world of Textnalize, a dystopian nightmare that paints an unsettling picture of a dying civilization. Set in an underground city on the brink of collapse, this anime follows a man named Ashiz, who loses everything, including his limbs, before being forced into a brutal existence of survival. This anime is slow, atmospheric, and deeply disturbing. The world of Textnalize is cruel, empty, and filled with despair. There are no heroes, no moments of joy, only a relentless descent into nihilism and existential dread. For those who can handle it, TwistedAnime offers one of the most powerful and haunting experiences in anime history.
Hello, Navi.
Hello, Lane.
Next in our list, on number 6, we have Serial Experiments Lane. Welcome to The Wired, a place where reality and the internet merge, and where your sense of self begins to disappear. Serial Experiments Lane is a mind-breaking psychological horror anime that explores identity, isolation, and technology's impact on the human mind. As the protagonist, Lane, gets deeper into the world of The Wired, the line between what's real and what's digital starts to blur. This anime doesn't rely on gore or monsters. It relies on pure psychological terror. The deeper you go, the more unsettling it becomes. And by the time it ends, you might just question your own existence. On number 5 in our list, we have Promised Neverland. At first glance, The Promised Neverland might seem like a heartwarming story about orphans living in a peaceful home. But don't be fooled. Beneath its innocent exterior lies one of the most horrifying twists in anime history. Emma, Norman, and Ray are 3 orphans living at Gracefield House, a place filled with love, laughter, and warm meals. But one day, they discover a terrifying truth. Their home is actually a human farm, and they are being raised as livestock for monstrous creatures known as demons. The series plays with psychological horror, survival tactics, and the crushing weight of despair as the children desperately fight for freedom. The tension is relentless, and the atmosphere is filled with dread, deception, and moral dilemmas. While Season 2 was a disappointment, Season 1 alone is enough to earn The Promised Neverland a spot among the darkest anime ever made.
We all are swept by this tide known as fate until we eventually leave this world. We will run out of time, and the tide of life will recede before we know who we really are.
On number 4 in our list, we have Berserk. No discussion of dark anime is complete without Berserk. This series defines the word brutal both in its storytelling and in its depiction of human suffering. The story follows Guts, a mercenary caught in a world where violence, betrayal, and demons are a part of everyday life. As he rises through the ranks of the Band of the Hawk, he finds camaraderie and hope, but it all comes crashing down in one of the most infamous and disturbing scenes in anime history, the eclipse. Berserk is unforgiving. It explores themes of betrayal, trauma, revenge, and existential horror in a way few anime dare to. The 1997 anime adaptation captures this darkness well, but the manga is even more intense. If you can stomach its brutal imagery and tragic narrative, Berserk is an unforgettable masterpiece. Standing on number 3 in our list, we have Happy Sugar Life. Don't let the cute title fool you. Happy Sugar Life is one of the most disturbing psychological anime ever made. The story revolves around Sata Matsuzaka, a high school girl who finds the meaning of true love in a young child named Shio. But Sata's love is far from normal. It's possessive, obsessive, and fueled by manipulation and murder. She will do anything, literally anything, to keep Shio by her side, no matter the cost. This anime explores psychopathy, obsession, and abuse in a chillingly realistic way. Every episode feels unsettling, and as the series progresses, the psychological tension only gets worse. If you're looking for an anime that will leave you deeply disturbed, Happy Sugar Life is it. Taking the number 2 in our list, we have Devilman Crybaby. A chaotic world filled with bloodshed, betrayal, and the end of humanity. That's what Devilman Crybaby delivers in just 10 episodes. This anime is a modern reimagining of Go Nagai's classic Devilman manga, and it does not hold back. It tells the story of Akira Fudo, a kind-hearted teenager who merges with a demon to become Devilman, a being who fights to protect humanity. But this isn't your typical hero story. Devilman Crybaby explores the darkest sides of human nature: paranoia, mass hysteria, and the collapse of society. The show takes no prisoners. Beloved characters die brutally, trust is shattered, and by the time the final episode rolls around, the world is left in absolute ruin. The shocking violence, emotional destruction, and nihilistic themes make Devilman Crybaby one of the most devastating anime ever created.
What?
Finally, it's time for our top number 1 in our list, which we have made in Abyss. It's rare for an anime to be both visually breathtaking and emotionally scarring, but Made in Abyss does just that. At first, it looks like a charming adventure series about children exploring a mysterious world. But beneath its beautiful art style lies an absolutely horrifying tale of suffering, loss, and survival. The Abyss is a deep, unexplored chasm filled with wonders, but also unimaginable horrors. The deeper you go, the more inescapable the curse of the Abyss becomes. The worst part? Children are the ones who suffer the most. From body horror to psychological trauma, Made in Abyss pushes its characters and viewers to the absolute limit. The pain, the tragedy, and the utter helplessness make this anime the darkest one of them all. And there you have it, the darkest anime series ever made. These shows don't just scare you. They leave you mentally exhausted, questioning life itself. Which one do you think is the most disturbing? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more dark anime recommendations, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more anime content on Spiniverse.